Should we do another story?
Yes.
I want to talk about carbon monoxide. I heard... So it was a Reddit post that I saw ages ago. Can you zoom in on that?
I can zoom in.
Just
Here
zoom
we
in
go.
on that.
Here we go.
Because then I can...
Oh, there we go.
So then we could keep a better track. I've actually got it open in front of me as well, so I don't know why I'm complaining. But I was on Reddit. It was years ago, and I saw this amazing post, and I've really tried to locate this, where basically there's someone, they live in an apartment building, and they're saying the carbon monoxide at the beginning really spoils this, but it's going to be in the title, so there we go. He lives in an apartment building, and he's written a letter to his landlord. And it says, hi landlord, I think I'm having some problem with the upstairs neighbors. They bang on the floor at night, and I can hear it in my apartment. And it's got a little bit weird because now when I move around my apartment, they're banging where I am.
Ooh. It's like Celestial Minesweeper.
Right, it's super weird.
Warships.
And then the letter goes on, and it says, I'm pretty sure they know where I am in the apartment, so I think they're spying on me. They've probably installed cameras. I can't find them or anything like this, but I know they're there. And you're reading this letter, and you're just like, man, these neighbors are crazy.
Yeah.
Like, what's up with these neighbors? And then then you look at the bottom, so you've read the letter, and then the Reddit commenter says, like, a letter from a schizophrenic to his landlord.
Oh.
And it's just like... that chills down
but
the
all
spine.
in the wrong way.
And dude, I wish so hard that I could have found this letter because it's just so chilling.
It sounds like thrilling and chilling at the same time. This is like the perfect mix. That's horrible. That's like horrible and incredible.
So I couldn't find this on Google because it's so good. It's so much better than my lame retelling of it. And I put it out on Twitter and I was like, hey guys, does anyone know about this? And people were like, no. But they did point me to that link there, which is another Reddit thing. So open up that link.
Let's open up that link. Here we go.
And this was this wasn't from a schizophrenic. And this was posted in legal advice. So like a Reddit subforum where people genuinely seek legal advice. So just zoom in on that so I can read it.
Yes, here we go.
So shall I just read this and we can read it until we get bored?
Yeah.
On the 15th of April, I found a yellow post-it note in handwriting that wasn't mine on my desk, reminding me of some errands that I had to do, but told literally nobody about it. While odd, I chalked it up to something I did in my sleep, thinking maybe in my half-awake state I scrawled it so it didn't appear to be in my handwriting. I threw it out and thought little of it. On the 19th, I found another post-it note on the back of my desk chair in the same handwriting as the previous note, telling me to make sure I saved my documents. I was freaked out, but there were no other signs of a break-in, so I set up a webcam in my house, aimed at my desk, and used a security cam app to record after detecting movement. On the 28th, I woke up to find another post-it note, this one saying, our landlord isn't letting me talk to you, but it's important we do. I immediately checked the webcam's folder, getting creepy, right? And found nothing from the night before, but my computer's recycling bin had been emptied, which I'm certain I did not do recently, indicating someone had noticed the webcam and deleted the files.
What?
Today, on the 1st of May, I found another post-it note, this time on the outside of my door with nothing written on it, and there also appeared to be post-its on many other doors in my apartment complex, all blank in varying colours. Do I have any legal recourse here? I have no proof except for the post-its, but those are written by my pen and on my post-it notes, so conceivably I could have faked them. Would contacting the police get me into trouble if they can't determine an outside source for this? I just want to make sure that I'm not wasting everyone's time. So...
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And I'm like, this is good. It's not as creepy as the one from before, but it's still pretty creepy. And I'm reading this and I'm thinking, all right, so he's schizophrenic or something. The top post from Reddit is absolutely incredible. And I think this is one of the greatest Reddit things ever. So some guy called Kakalak replies, and he says, you seem sincere, and this doesn't appear to be the plot of a Ray Bradbury short story. It's possible that your landlord is leaving notes inside your apartment, but they don't make any sense in the context you're describing them. It's like you're writing the notes yourself, but you're forgetting. Do you use post-it notes as blah, 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 blah. This might be a mental health issue, but you might be experiencing some sort of dissociative disorder, or it might be a physical problem. You mentioned you have a very unusual narrow bedroom with no windows. Is there a chance you're not getting enough ventilation where you sleep, or that there is a carbon monoxide leak in the building? A cheap carbon monoxide detector, which you should have anyway, is a fast way to find out. Also, if you've got really bad headaches. Don't click on the rest. I know the rest of the story. So it turns out He was getting headaches. He buys a carbon monoxide detector, and it's a carbon monoxide problem. And I had no idea. Like, I thought carbon monoxide, I don't know about you, but carbon monoxide is that thing that leaks and it makes you red, and then you die in your sleep.
Comes out of cars.
Comes out of the exhaust of
Comes out
cars.
of the exhaust of cars, yeah.
Like if you're working in the garage, and then you die.
Yes.
Or you can kill yourself by it as well.
You can, yeah. You put a little. In fact, let's not tell people how to kill themselves. That's But if you put a little rag into the exhaust pipe, don't do that, guys.
I didn't even know that was the way.
Yeah, that's
anyway.
the way. Yeah. There you go. Now you know.
We're not going to tell people how to kill themselves. Proceeds to tell people how to kill themselves. Goodbye, demonetization.
Yep. Sorry, guys.
Goodbye, monetization. So I had no idea, but it turns out this slow exposure over a long time to carbon monoxide does this to you. And it makes you basically dissociate. So you forget things, and you forget where you've been and what you've done. So this guy was leaving himself these weird notes, totally forgetting about it. And basically, the next comment on the Reddit thread is like, you should send this guy something. He literally saved your life.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
you die
Wow. God.
eventually.
Jesus. I mean, do we actually know why that is the case? Like, is it because the carbon, like my understanding of carbon monoxide is that carbon monoxide joins with your hemoglobin, and it makes something called carbon monoxide hemoglobin, or something very close to that.
It has a greater affinity for your hemoglobin
exactly
than oxygen. Can you tell that I read about this?
I can tell you read about this. I'm thinking back to high school, and what I'm thinking is that obviously if you've got the carbon monoxide is joined to your hemoglobin, then the oxygen can't. Therefore, you're drowning. You're drowning by day.
Yeah, essentially, your brain's not getting enough oxygen, so it really it fucks you up. Essentially,
goes
so that's
crazy.
That. You want to see someone getting fucked up on oxygen deprivation?
Yes, of course.
Click that. Go back to the document for today and click that YouTube link.
There we go.
And let's go forward to about the 6-minute mark. This is from a YouTube channel called Smarter Every Day. A guy called Destin, who is a fantastic YouTuber who everyone should check out. It's wildly more popular than me. Okay, so skip ahead to 6 minutes.
6 minutes, yeah. Here we go.
So just pause it.
Yeah.
So this guy, basically, what carbon monoxide and hypoxia is where you don't get that oxygen to your brain. Another time this happens is when you're in a plane and it decompresses, or you're at altitude and you can't get enough oxygen to your brain, right? So you have the same effects, but it's much more sudden and it comes on like really crazy. So in this, where is it? I think I put a timestamp. But yeah, so basically, he's in this decompression chamber, or whatever it's called, which simulates high altitude. And he's got this oxygen meter on his finger so they can see how much oxygen's in his blood. And they're like asking him questions. And he's been without oxygen for like 3 minutes. And he's just sitting there like, yeah, everything's good. Like, everything's good. And he's slowly just losing it. Skip ahead to just 6-ish minutes. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. So you've been off oxygen for
just play
3 minutes, 45 seconds.
3 minutes, 45 seconds. What
So
is
he's
that?
trying to put these squares in this box.
So he's got one of those kids' toys where he's got to put the shapes into the right hole.
Yeah.
And
He's struggling. He
He's
went for the
struggling.
wrong one.
And what was that one? That was a square?
that was a square. It was a flower.
A
Skip ahead a
square.
little bit.
Are you sure what's this one?
Well, skip ahead. Skip
He's-
ahead.
Oh, he's starting to have a little shake.
Right. Oh yeah, go back.
Oh, go back. Went too far.
Yeah, okay, so stop there.
Alright, go to your regular.
He's saying he doesn't want to die. But at the same time, he's not putting his oxygen mask on that he has right there. And they're like, put the oxygen mask on. And he's like, I don't want to die. And so when we recorded our unaired pilot of this episode, we were like, why is he not like struggling to breathe? Right?
Yes, yeah.
Because this was
yeah.
the big question. It's like, okay, when we've got a carbon monoxide problem, the problem is poisoning. The problem is like our brain's not getting enough oxygen. So what's the problem? Why don't we just, realize this
And breathe.
panic and be like, oh shit, like when you're underwater.
Yeah.
So it turns out, and the reason for this is we don't want to breathe because of lack of oxygen. We want to breathe because of a buildup of carbon dioxide.
Yes.
And this doesn't cause a buildup of carbon dioxide because that's also at a high altitude. It's escaping. So you're just getting less oxygen, but not more carbon dioxide. And the same for the carbon monoxide poisoning, because it's not like you're getting rid of less carbon dioxide, you're just getting less oxygen. So your brain's...
So you're not getting that urge to breathe.
Exactly. You're not getting that, oh shit, like I'm drowning moments.
Yeah.
So,
But that isn't even actually. I'll just jump off on a tiny tangent. That
go
is that's exactly what freedivers get as well. Because before you go freediving, you have to do hyperventilation. So you have to breathe out all the oxygen that's in your lungs, and the idea is to basically bring the lower limit of the limit of your carbon dioxide down as far as it can possibly go, so that you don't have the urge to breathe and gag water.
wow, is that why?
So basically, there's a really dangerous condition where you basically just pass out in the water. And a lot of people die doing this because they'll be underwater and they will push out so much carbon dioxide that they will go past the point of where their oxygen can keep their body functioning.
Wow.
And they just pass out. There's no sort of moment where they go, oh God, I'm going to pass out. They just go.
Yeah, I imagine they get this sort of thing.
Exactly,
where
this
it's
sort of
or
thing.
like on a plane.
7 seconds, they say, on a plane. If it decompresses, you have 7 seconds to get your mask on.
Right.
Which is why they tell parents to put their mask on first, and pilots and everything before they help anyone else.
Exactly. Like you think, I should put it on my kid first. No.
No.
Put it on yourself first, because otherwise you'll pass out and you won't be able to do anything, and you and your kid will be dead.
Exactly.